stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beach dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need pre-wishes. Stay-at-home Disney dad.
I'm just staring at the VHS case for this, and I think this might be my favorite Disney movie of all time without even having seen a single second of it. Lil Lohan holding a doll of Tyra Banks, who also stands beside her as a grown woman. Quote, "She was the perfect doll, now she's the real thing." I hammer that play button. Ad for The Little Mermaid 2, whatever, great stuff. What is this? A new Patrick Duffy and Ed Asner movie. Perfect game. Now we have live action Pinocchio called Geppetto, played by Jim Carrey. This looks, oh, Drew Carey, never mind, not Jim Carrey. Elaine and Usher are in this. Drop everything. I gotta find this VHS tape. Huge long ad for the Walt Disney Gold Collection. Imagine getting a new VHS tape in the month, or in the mail every month. Like, take me back. No time to be sad. Feature presentation, Lindsay Lohan and Tyra Banks. We start with a Barbie ad, which is weird for a Disney movie. It's like not a real Barbie ad, but like, I'm not sure if they're trying to lampoon Barbie or pay homage to the way their commercials always are. Anyway, we bail out of that, and there's a sad toy store owner, because little girls don't play with dolls anymore. Now we're at a football game. We meet Stewart. He's the quarterback. He says, "You drop the ball. You play like a girl." Helmet comes off, and it is a girl. It's little Lindsay Lohan. She tells off the quarterback. Coach tells her attitude sucks. We cut to an office. It's Lindsay Lohan's dad. Office dad is sad because, "Oh no, I missed my daughter's game." Who is this actor? Hands on head. "I missed her game again." Just Academy Award stuff. His coworker, like this blonde, invites him for lunch. So the kids were playing football, hold on, with a crowd of parents, a weekday at like 11 a.m. Whose parents could make that? This girl coworker invites dad over, and the pervert bro coworker is all locker room about it, and he's like, I know what's gonna happen. Lindsay Lohan's at home looking up spells on her computer. This movie is all over the map. Dad appears at the door. "What are you doing?" "Nothing," he says. "I'm sorry I missed your game." She goes to bed and gives him the gears about always being sorry. She tells him the playoffs are Wednesday, but she also knows he's not going to make it. He says tomorrow is their special meal day, and then they're going to hang out Sunday. I hate this guy. Lindsay Lohan stares at a picture of her mom. Okay, the other girls are snobs to her at school. Her name is Casey, and they think she's been a bitch ever since her mom died. Great character development here. They invite her to the mall, and she says no. Did her mom die, and now she's looking up spells to resurrect her? Is that what's happening in this Disney movie? She goes to a metaphysical shop and buys a book? No, she steals a book. Okay, this movie is already insane. Back at home, she's reading this book about how to resurrect her dead mom. She's building an altar to bring her dead mother back to life. There's a Disney frosting on this movie, absolutely, but this is what's happening. The next day, she's having a birthday, and when she blows out the candles, she tells her dad she wished her mom would come back to life. Dad has no moves. What do you say to that? He glosses over the fact that his daughter wants to reanimate his dead wife, and he's like, "Hey, check it out, Super Bowl tickets." Like, that's a pivot. Some girl arrives at the door. It's the blonde, and she needs her dad's help, and she drops off a gift for Casey. It's a doll. Fail. But it's not just any doll, it's Eve, and Eve talks, and she's like, "Let's go to the mall." She's apparently a collector's item, so Casey shrugs and takes the collector's item out of the box. An idiot. Lindsay Lohan sulks off, and the blonde is like, "I'm sorry you didn't like my gift, and I'm banging your dad." Upstairs, she puts the doll on the shelf and goes to her pentagram. There's a pentagram, and I guess she just needs to like slit a goat's neck and bathe in its blood or something to bring her mom back. Nosy blonde comes into the room and bumbles everything, and like the doll's hair ends up being in the hairbrush that was Lindsay Lohan's mom's hairbrush, and the demons digging their way up from hell aren't gonna like that one. Lohan walks into a room and sees the blonde, like, "What are you doing with all my stuff?" And this blonde, she's the girlfriend, says nothing for like 5 seconds. before she leaves. There's more I want to write about how awkward this exchange was in the editing of it, but suddenly Lindsay Lohan is muttering demonic phrases in a Disney movie, and her book of spells is vibrating, and the Barbie is shaking and falls over, and the next morning, Lohan is still muttering the magic words in her sleep, and she wakes up, and Tyra Banks is in bed with her, and Lohan screams, and it's like, big deal. I'm sure lots of people have woken up with Tyra Banks in their bed over the years, right? Tyra Banks is a full-size, alive doll. Lohan says, "Why do I feel like I'm in a bad horror movie?" I hear that, sweetie. Why do I feel like I'm watching a bad horror movie, but a great Disney movie? Dad knocks on the door and Lohan covers Banks' mouth with her hand. For some reason, this picture is famous. Google life size, and this picture is like the first 12 pictures on Google. Tyra Banks is experiencing everything for the first time and comparing real life to Barbie life. It's actually kind of charming. She can't believe the TV actually works. That's funny. Lohan takes her back to the occult bookshop. They walk down the street and Tyra continues to experience everything for the first time, and I feel like this is going to be like Death, the High Cost of Living, or, you know, Frosty to a lesser extent. She likes smelling roses but not garbage. She scolds a loser who litters. Dad's name is Ben, and he gets back for his father's daughter day. Oh, and Casey's gone, yeah. What's left is her book of occult spells, combs, and, oh, you know, the pentagram. She sends Tyra Banks inside the bookstore because she shoplifted there. She asks for the Book of Awakenings too. The shopkeeper says, "We only had volume 1 until a little girl stole it yesterday." And she goes, "Hey, I know who that little girl is." And she takes the shopkeeper outside to show him Casey, and there's a chase scene. The shopkeeper's chasing her. She almost gets hit by a car, but Ben House somehow arrives right at that moment and meets the human doll. And uh-oh, Eve is hitting on Ben. And while she didn't resurrect her dead mom, Casey Frankenstein herself a new mom. Casey passes out and wakes up on the couch. "I had the worst dream. There was a doll and it came to life," and as Eve walks into the living room. They go to the mall together. She says she has a car like Ben's, but she has to push hers. Ben says, "Yeah, I used to have a car like that too." Credit where it's due. These doll life differences are more hits than misses in this movie, to be fair. Tyra Banks can't believe how great the mall is. Dad says it's hard to know what's real and what's plastic. Good stuff, Ben. So wise, so wise. I wonder how weird it is gonna be the first time Eve has to poop, right? Right? Eve says she doesn't have anything yet, but her stuff is on the way. Dad wants to loan Eve money until her stuff arrives and offers her the guest house, which is Mom's old studio. Casey's like, "That's Mom's old studio." Dad's like, "Who? Never heard of her." Eve tells some lady wearing fur that she should love animals, not wear them. See, Eve is a girly girl and Casey's a tomboy, so shopping together is weird. Eve picks up a bunch of clothes and says, "Okay, undress me," because she's a doll and she's never undressed herself before. Montage to C'est La Vie. Okay, pause. C'est La Vie was a song by an Irish girl band, and it's been 20 years, and I don't think a worse overall musical experience exists. First of all, let's explore the lyrics to the song, shall we? I need to put my glasses on to prove I'm an intellectual as I break down the complex layered imagery and deeper meaning of this thought-provoking, mind-expanding prose. C'est La Vie by Bewitched. I said, "Hey boy, sitting in your tree, Mama always wants you to come for tea. Don't be shy, straighten up your tie, get down from the tree, house sitting in the sky. I want to know just what you do. Is it very big? Is there room for two? I've got a house with windows and doors. I will show you mine if you show me yours. Gotta let me in. Let the fun begin. I'm the wolf today. I'll huff, I'll puff, I'll huff, I'll puff, I'll blow you away." You should also know one member of Bewitched was named Sinead O'Carroll. Sinead O'Carroll! Come on! If you've not seen the music video for C'est La Vie, please watch it. It's 4 Irish soccer moms who tie a teenage boy to a tree and kiss him. Oh yes, it is. All right, yeah, go ahead and hit that PG sign for Bewitched. Yeah, okay, all right. Back to the movie. Eve is having a fashion show to the Bewitched song. Now they go for lunch. Ben is totally hitting on the doll in front of his daughter. Like he doesn't have a blonde girlfriend and a dead wife. Eve is such a cliche name, because wasn't that the name of like the first ever clone or something? Let me Google that. Yeah, 2002, the baby dubbed Eve by the scientists is a clone of a 31-year-old American woman who was born outside the United States, but never specified where. Curious. Eve says she's a secretary, and Ben can't believe it because he just fired his 4th secretary this month. What are the odds? Lil Lohan cannot act, by the way. Eve believes that they should teach all girls anything is possible, and Ben's like, "My wife thought that as well." Cool. What about your blonde girlfriend, bro? Eve wants to be his secretary. The guy the guys where she comes from are total stiffs. She's never been married, and she says that's a shame because she looks great in a wedding dress. At home, Casey's looking online for volume 2 of that book. It's $19.99, and she's still already helping putting local bookstores out of business by shopping online. Gah! Tyra Banks watches TV and flexes her acting rage. Casey tries to tell Dad that Eve's really a doll brought to life, but he doesn't believe her, and she gets mad and offers evidence after evidence after evidence, and Dad just dismisses it because he wants Eve. She says she'll prove it, and she finds a doll certificate of authenticity. Ben brings Eve to work and tells some woman to get her set up at her desk. She has no last name, and what a mess. She answers the fax machine, and he's like, I know, every office is different. He tells her to do the letters, and I feel like she's going to bumble her way to a victory here. She's mesmerized by the screensaver, and I feel that. The office creep, that pervert from the beginning, creeps on her, but also like undoes the damage she's doing by hammering on random keys on the keyboard. Richie is the office pervert, and he's grilling Ben. He's like, so nothing's going on between you two? And he's like, no. And he's like, okay, I'm going to ask her to the party tonight. Is Ben not dating that blonde? Maybe not. Eve gives Ben a shoulder rub, and he doesn't feel like that's crossing any lines at all. Drew McDonald is the blonde. She's there. Is she or is she not Ben's girlfriend? She says, you look familiar, Eve. Yoga? Drew keeps giving her the elevator. Like, Eve sits at her desk and types gibberish and bumbles through everything. She can't do anything. She's shredded a million files. Eve is in trouble. She doesn't understand. Because where she's from, she's the perfect secretary. The girl that is supposed to fire her confides in her that she can't get the guy she likes to even look at her. And Eve is like, all you need is makeup. And we put, lipstick on a pig? Or no, wait, Eve, she's all that's this woman. I think that made sense. The lady is so excited she's not an ugly troll anymore, and so she doesn't fire Eve. At the toy store, Lohan finds out every doll has a number on her foot, just like in Toy Story. Eve gets home and Lohan checks Eve's foot for a number, and there it is. But Eve says, you can't tell Ben I'm a toy yet, because we're all going to the office party tonight. And Lohan says, just because you're beautiful doesn't mean you get everything you want. And yeah, Lindsay Lohan, it actually does. It's called How the World Works, and it's a tough pill to swallow. At the party, Eve's on the arm of the office pervert who invited her, and he's like, you're from Sunnydale? They sure know how to make them there. She says, no, I was actually made in Indonesia, but packaged locally. And this is what I mean. That joke was really funny. And the next one, watch. The next one won't be. He introduces her to John and Susan. They ask what she does, and Eve says, depends on what outfit I'm wearing. And that was really funny, and I was wrong. That was 2 in a row. Okay, great line. Dad and the blonde Drew meet up, and the music starts, and Eve says, Ben, you just have to dance with me. And he's like, okay, and he leaves, and the scowling blonde is just like drilling holes at Eve. The crowd parts and lets these two have the dance floor. Everyone is watching and clapping. You know who's not clapping? Drew. She says, how can a girl compete with that? Now they're slow dancing, and he's like, every time I'm with you, Eve, I forget about all my problems. He's in love with her, she's in love with him. She tells her pervert date that she's anatomically correct, and he has no idea what to say to that. They did a great job with these two. Like, I assumed he was gonna be all pervy, and she would be saying weird toy things to like shut him down without realizing she's shutting down his advances, but it's been the opposite. She is coming on strong by accident, and he has no idea what to do. He was not ready for it to be this easy. He's like, all right, let's get out of here. And she's like, okay, but then she figures it out, and she slaps him because he was being too forward. Now I'm confused. She humbles him by telling him that he doesn't have to be like that because he's handsome, and he's funny, and he's smart, and again, he has no idea what to do with any of this information. The band says they take requests, and she hops up on the stage, and she sings her TV jingle, like her commercial jingle, and that's pretty funny. It starts, Eve is great, which itself is great. Imagine getting up in front of your coworkers and singing a song that starts with your first name is great, like Curtis is great. She gets all the grumpy old men loosened up and dancing and showing them what's really important. And yeah, this is Frosty the Snowman. She's dancing with some judge, and the pervert says, his briefs are never going to be the same. And Drew, the blonde lady, laughs way too hard at that. And it is funny because, I mean, the judge has never danced with a hot lady before, so he probably involuntarily in his pants. She gets everyone singing and dancing. The pervert now sees Ellen, the girl Eve, she's all vatted, made up with makeup, and it was this guy's eye that she couldn't catch, but now she's hot, so he's all in. So many lessons in this movie. Eve is getting everyone to dance. The dance floor is packed. She got all these stuffy suits out of their shells, and everyone is dancing, having the greatest time ever, greatest night. Dad takes Eve home, and Casey's asleep on the couch, but she's ready with her certificate of authenticity. She's gonna ruin Eve, and Dad's in the backyard looking at stars with her, and he also is gonna ruin Eve. They are about to kiss. Casey breaks them up and goes crying into her room. Dad runs to Casey. She screams, "You're falling in love with her!" He goes, "I'm not falling in love with anyone!" Okay, she says, "I hate you, Dad!" And he leaves. The next day at practice, Casey is playing football and not well, so the coach benches her because she called another player Wienerhead. "But coach, the championship game is tomorrow." "You should have thought about that before." Eve is suddenly at the game and Casey's like, "Eve, if you came to see my dad, he's not here because he doesn't come to these anymore." Casey gets mad at Eve for always being happy. "That's not how the world works." Wow, she's gonna break down this woman. Sad music. She opens up to Eve. "My mom went for a checkup and they found something and now she's gone." Eve wants to fix something and rushes off. So I guess she's gonna raise zombie mom from the dead. Uh-oh! Back at the office, Ben has a big day tomorrow. Sounds like something Eve is gonna bumble and then like turn it into a victory. The blonde lady Drew is like, "Have you seen Eve's resume? NASA? Cop?" Okay, Drew is just Ben's coworker and not his lover, but she says she's jealous of Eve. And Dad says, "I'm happy you're jealous of Eve." He says that right to her face. There's not one person in this movie that I don't want to drop kick down the stairs. Eve tries to cook and almost burns down the house. Casey runs in with a fire extinguisher and the two gals are spraying each other with what looks to be whipped cream. And this reminds me of a scene from a non-Disney movie I once watched. Now Eve is in a New York Rangers jersey combing Casey's hair. And now she has a confession. She hasn't helped many girls recently. No one wants to buy her dolls anymore. Casey picks up the box that she came in and lists off how annoying a doll that is great at everything actually is. Mom taught Casey it's not about being the best, it's about trying your best. And I mean, that is a great line. But coming from Tyra Banks and Lindsay Lohan makes it just, I don't know, eye-rollingly flat. The gals bonded. Casey likes Eve now. Dad is standing at the doorway smiling as he listens to all this. And he says, "Casey, it's past your bedtime." No parent was involved with this script. Imagine your daughter screaming her head off and crying, saying she hates you because you were making out with a gal she also hates, and then 24 hours later, you're eavesdropping on them, bonding, and your daughter is warming up to your future girlfriend. And your move is to break it up because it's past your daughter's bedtime. This might be the dumbest moment I've ever seen in a Disney movie. Eve tells Ben to go to her damn game tomorrow. The next morning, he tells Casey, "I'm gonna be at your game. I'll be there today." Suddenly, a lot is happening at once. The book of spells Casey ordered online came in, and there's a news story by an actual reporter reporting how sales of the Eve doll are down once again. Imagine that job. In 2 weeks, they will decide if they're going to cancel the doll altogether, says the reporter, who probably thought she was going to be in Iraq. Now, Casey tells Eve the book came in, and now it'll be official, and she will never have to be a doll ever again. Everyone goes to the football game to support Casey because it's a championship game, and it's about to begin, and hold on, no one's there. Eve's not there, Ben's not there, no one's there. Dad isn't there because his meeting is running late. Ben looks at his partners, like Drew and the pervert, and he realizes he's missing Casey's football game and he bails. He says, "You two can handle it." And Dad does the Mighty Ducks speech to his boss. It says, quote, "This jeopardizes my chances with partnership, and he might lose his job, but he's not missing this game for anything." Dad gets there and yells, "Casey!" And she looks up and gets sacked. You know who else is going to get sacked if Dad gets his way? There's an Eve doll clearance sale at the toy store, and which is really weird for a Disney movie. It's a really weird Disney song playing. I'll bet this is a Tyra Banks song. Eve is walking down the street in a white tank top, and I'm not sure what they're going for here, but her chest, they're taking up like 3/4 of the screen. What a weird shot for a Disney movie. It's just all breasts, and you can tell this was 100% done on purpose. Someone thought this was a good idea. I don't know. She runs to the game and tells Ben goodbye as her final play is on. Casey throws a spiral and Wienerhead catches it and they win. Oh no, they don't. He gets tackled an inch from the touchdown line. They lost. Eve asked what happened and Dad says, "They lost." And whatever is behind Eve's exaggerated chest is very sad. Casey is crying because they lost. Dad's like, "Sorry I wasn't there for you. Sorry I stopped coming to your games. It hurts so much to watch you play because that's something your mother and I used to do. We used to come and watch these together." Again, Dad of the year. Hey, yeah, it hurts not having your wife there. Imagine how your daughter feels that now none of her parents come. I hate this guy. Eve watches everyone hugging. Wiener Face tells Casey, "Nice pass." And she goes, "For a girl?" And he goes, "For anyone." Casey asks the boy's mom where Eve went, and the mom says, "The nice-looking girl?" Yeah, that's a describing word moms use right there. Anyway, she says, "Oh, she said to tell you goodbye." What? She went home to Sunnyvale. Casey's like, "Dad, we gotta go downtown." And they run off, and the scene fades to black like it's a TV show, and it's going to a commercial break, which is super weird. Eve gets out of the car downtown, and she runs into the toy shop. Long montage of her checking out like all the plastic digs, and she starts saying magic words. I don't know what's happening anymore. The car pulls up, the other car pulls up, and Casey jumps out and runs into the toy store, and Dad is all, can you tell me what's going on? The music does not match the scene. It's like post-movie climax wrapping up scene music, not like the build. They get to Eve, and Casey says, oh good, I'm not too late. And Eve says, the spell is complete. Dad says, wait, this isn't possible, is it? Then she shows Ben her foot, which has a number written on it and what looks like Sharpie, and Ben's like, wow, young lady, I owe you an apology because that number on your foot is absolute proof you are indeed a doll brought to life by a demonic spell. I'm sorry. Eve says, I have to go back and save the franchise. Dad accepts it and is like, I don't know what to say, except thank you. Eve is like, you taught me so much. And she waves goodbye saying, don't you cry, I'll be back again someday. Eve, like special defects and shrinks down back to a doll. And Dad still wants to Casey cries and picks up the doll. Dad says, how about we put her someplace really special? Mom's grave? Forward in time. Everyone loves the new Eve doll. Sales are up. Casey has friends. She's gonna go pick up some CDs at the mall with her friends. Dad is dressed like Freddy Krueger. Drew is back, and we learn he's a partner in the firm now. We get 90s funk, which transitions into the Eve commercial jingle that she sang at the party. And now Tyra Banks comes out, back in the toy shop, lip-syncing the song as all the other actors join her on set, and they're all singing and dancing to end the movie like an episode of Strangers with Candy. Then hard cut to the credits. This is the most bizarre Disney movie I've ever seen. Coach was DJ Jackson. The credits are like a TV show. Was this a made-for-TV movie? Oh my god, so much to wrap my head around. Okay, Google Life Size was a 2000 American fantasy comedy television film directed by Mark Rossman, starring Lindsay Lohan and Tyra Banks, that originally premiered on March 5th. 2000 on ABC as part of the Wonderful World of Disney block. Okay, so it was made for television. Lohan didn't have to audition for the role of Casey Stewart, the girl whose doll comes to life. The producers of the film offered her the role as part of a 3-picture contract with the Walt Disney Company. Banks was given the role of Eve, the doll that is magically transformed into a live woman during Casey's attempt to bring her mother back to life. Costume designer Maya Manny said, quote, it was a joy to work with Tyra because she knows how to wear clothes. No matter what we put on her, she could carry it off. George Blondheim and Mark Rosen wrote a song titled Be a Star that Tyra Banks sings at a business party. The song is the theme for the film and also reprised at the end of the film. 2 songs by the Irish girl group Bewitched were used in the film, C'est la Vie and Roller Coaster, and holy crap, Bewitched had a second song. In IMDb, in the Parents Guide section, when Eve comes alive, she awakens in the main character's bed and claims she is Eve's special friend, suggesting pedophilia, it says. And oh my god, there's a sequel.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance that he has.